Greetings, my lovely viewers. Today we are going to see addition and subtraction of numbers in other bases. Addition and subtraction of numbers in other bases apart from base 10, because base 10 is our normal base we should add and subtract. Now, let's see example. The example says evaluate this plus this, that we should add this number. Now, in addition of number base, before you add any number, first of all check if they are of the same base. That is the first thing you will do. So you can see that this is in base 5 and this is in base 5, so we can move on to add. But if they are not of the same base, you first of all take them to base 10 before you add. So since they are of the same base, I'll continue. So I have 1 3 3 3 and the 3 0 4 addition. They are in base 5. Now, since I'm adding in base 5, what it means is that in my answer I will not see any digit 5 or greater than 5 in my answer. The digit that will appear there are from 0 to 4. You have 0, 1, 2, 3 and the 4. 5 will not appear there because when it is 5, it has makes a complete word bundle. So it will start from 0 again. So I add 3 plus 3 will give me what? Under normal adding, which is in base 10, 3 plus 3 will give me what? 6. But because I'm adding in base 5, I will not write 6 here. So what I will do, I will say 6 over 5. 5 dividing 6 will give me what? 1, 1, remainder 1. What I will write here now is the remainder, which is this one. So I'll write my remainder here and carry this one to the next number. Are you following? So I said 3 plus 3 will give me what? 6. And I said that I cannot write 6 here because 6 is greater than the 5, which is the base I'm adding. So I have to change that 6 to base 5. So 5 into 6 will give me 1, remainder 1. So what I will write here is the remainder first. I'll write the remainder here, which is 1. And now carry this one to the next number. So I'll now say this 1 plus 3 will give me what? 4. 4 plus 0 will give me what? 4. 4 is not up to 5, so I can write 4 here. Now 3 plus 4 will give me what? 7. And I will not write 7 here because 7 is greater than 5, which is the base. So I have to convert this 7 to base 5. So 5 into 7 will give me 1, 1, remainder 2. Then I'll pick this remainder and write here. I'll now carry this one to the next number. So I'll now say this 1 plus 1 will give me what? 2. So, and that is my final answer, which is in base 5. So when you look at this place, you can see that 5 or any number greater than 5 do not appear in my answer. 0 can come in, 1 can come in, 2 can come in, and 4 can come in. That's all. Now let's see another example under addition. So the question says evaluate 11011 in base 2 plus 1001 in base 2. Like I said, the first thing you will check is whether they are of the same base. So you can see that they are in base 2, so we can add. I have 11011 plus 1001. We are adding in base 2. So I will start. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, but in base 10. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, but in base 10. So I'm going to change it to base 2. Remember that I said that when you are working with base 2, 2 will not appear in your answer or any number greater than 2. The only digits you will see in base 2 are zeros and a 1 only. So since I have 2, I'm going to take this 2 in base 2. So 2 divided by 2 will give me 1, remainder 0. So I will write the remainder here, which is what? 0. And carry this 1, which is the complete bundle, to the next number. So I'll now say this 1 plus 1 again plus 0. It will give me what? 2. which is what I have here. So I say 2 divided by 2, which will give me 1 remainder 0. So here I'm going to write 0. Carry again this 1. 1 plus 0, 1. 1 plus another 0, 1. So I'll bring down 1 because 1 is still less than the base, which is what? 2. Then 1 plus 1 is 2 again. So 2 in base 2 will give me 1 remainder 0. So I'll pick the remainder first, which is 0, and write here. Then I'll carry this 1 to the next number. And this 1 plus this 1 will give me what? 2. And that 2, I'll change it to base 2, which is 2 over 2. And 2 over 2 is equal to 1 remainder 0. So first of all, I'll write the remainder and carry this 1 to the next number. But if you look at this place, there is no number again here. So I'll bring down the 1, and that's all. I'll put my base. So we have added in base 2. I hope it's clear. Let's also see how to subtract in other bases apart from base 10. Now the question said that we should evaluate this minus this. So like I said, the first thing you look at if they are of the same base. If they're of the same base, you subtract. So I have 1, 3, 2, 2 in base 8 minus, this is 3, 2, also in base 8. I'll now subtract. Then remember that I said that since we are working in base 8, our answer will not have 8 or anything above 8 will not appear in our answer. Then this is subtraction, which is in base 8. In our normal subtraction, because I said that in our counting system, we count in base 10. And that is why when we borrow anything, we call it that base we are working, which is 10, and add to the next number. Then in this place, once you borrow 1, you call it what? That base you are working with, which is what? 8. Because that one you borrow have formed a complete bundle. That's why they remove it and put in the other side. So it has formed a complete bundle. And when you want to return it back, you return it back in 8. So I now have 2 minus 3. You cannot remove 3 from 2. So I have to come to this place and borrow 1. When I borrow 1 from this place, I will call it what? That base. And the base is what? 8. So once I borrow 1 here, I will call it this 8. Because this 8 is one bundle. And one bundle of 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is one bundle. So one bundle plus 2. One bundle of 8 plus 2 will give, when you count it, you have what? 10. Abi, I'll now say 10 minus 3 will give me what? 7. Now, what is remaining here is what? 1. And 1 cannot, you cannot remove 2 from 1. So I'll come to this place again and borrow 1. Once I borrow, I'll call it that base. So if I borrow 1 here, I'll call it what? 8. And put it to the remaining one that is remaining here. It will be what? 9. 9 minus 2 will give me again 7. Then what is remaining here is what? 2. There is no number here, I'll bring down 2. There is no number here, I'll bring down my 1. I'll put my base, which is base 8. I hope it's clear. Let's also see one more example on subtraction. So the question says evaluate this. So the first thing you will look is if they are of the same base. So since they are of the same base, we now subtract. I have 1, 1, 0, 0, 1 in base 2 minus. After writing the first one, start from back to write the second number, because some children make mistakes. After writing the first one, they will begin from this place, which is wrong. So I have 1, 0, 1 in base 2. I will subtract. 1 minus 1 will give me what? 0. 0 minus 0, 0. 0 minus 1. I cannot remove 1 from nothing. So I'll come to this place and borrow 1. I'll come to this place and borrow 1. And remember that I said once you borrow in any base, call it that base you are working with. So when I borrow 1 here, I will call it what? 2. So I'll add it to this place. 2 plus 0 is what? 2. And 2 minus 1 will give me what? 1. Now there's no number here, and this one, I've removed 1, this one here, remaining what? 0. Then there's nothing again, I'll bring down my 1 in base 2. It's very, very simple. The key thing there is that once you borrow, you call it that base you are working with. Are you getting me? Once you borrow, call it that base, add it to that number there before you now subtract. I believe it's clear.